Hello, today we're working on one-step equations. We're looking at adding and subtracting. Okay, we're just looking at addition and subtraction for our equations. So solving an equation is like balancing a scale. Both sides have to remain equal. Okay, so that's our ultimate goal on this. All right, so let's take a look and see what the steps are that we're going to follow. Okay, so in this case, these are steps you're going to follow for solving equations. One, you're going to isolate the variable. So what that means is you need to get the variable by itself. And this is something that, in this slide, it's something I want you to write down so that you have with you, okay? Two, we want to use the inverse operation to get the variable by itself. So what it means is we're going to do the opposite, okay? So if we have addition, the inverse operation is subtraction. And same thing if we have subtraction, the inverse operation is addition. Okay? And then step 3, what you do on one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other. Okay? So this is something you should write down, have with you as we go through these steps. Okay? If you need to pause, go for it. So let's see what this means to me though, okay? So this is the exact work I want you to have, okay? You're going to draw a line to represent the two sides of your balance, the two sides of your equation, okay? I notice this says positive 2 or plus 2. So the opposite or the inverse is minus 2, okay? 2 minus 2, those cancel. They're a 0, they're not there anymore. So we just are left with x on the right side. On the left side, 9 minus 2 is 7. Okay, I know some of you could have done that at the beginning, but we need to learn this process for in the future. Okay, moving over here. We're going to draw our line, and now would be a great time to pause it. Try it yourself. Okay, I'm going to keep going though. We notice that there's no sign, so we assume it's a plus 3.5. So we have to do the opposite, minus 3.5. Okay, if we do it to one side, we have to do it to the other. Notice I'm lining those decimals up so that it makes my life easier. Okay, 5 minus 0 is 5, 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring that decimal straight down. Borrow, 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, so right now I have 9.25 on the right. Let's check over here. What do I have left? Positive 3.5, negative 3.5. They cancel. The only thing left is a y. So in this case, y equals 9.25. And if I wasn't sure about this, I could check it out. I could do 3.5 plus 9.25, okay? And that is going to get me 12.75. So I just checked it. I know I'm correct. Okay? Let's go ahead and look down here. Drawing a line. I would pause it. I would see if I can do it before without me. If you need me, I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. I see that this is a plus 1/4, so I'm going to subtract 1/4 on both sides. Okay, those cancel, so I'm left with a y right here. I like to do my fractions horizontally, so I'm going to write it like this. And I need common denominator, so I'm going to multiply this by 2. Minus 2/8, and that leaves me with 5/8. I can't reduce it any, so that is my answer. Y equals 5/8. Okay? Let's go ahead and see what happens when they are not being added. Okay, so looking right here, this time I have, let's try again with that line. I have a minus 5 equals 9. Well, I have to do the opposite, just like before, the inverse operation. So this was a minus 5, so I'm going to do a plus 5. Okay, 5 plus 5 on this side, half to plus 5 on the other side. Okay, negative 5 plus 5, they're going to cancel out, so I'm left with A. And I know 5 plus 9 is 14, so that's my answer. Okay, I would pause the video, do 5 and 6. If you need me, I'm going to do them right now. Okay, I did mean for this to be a negative, so if you already did it, go ahead and retry with a negative sign. Okay, draw my line. I noticed that the variables on this side, I want to get the e by itself. So how am I going to get rid of minus 3.2? Well, I'm going to do the inverse operation. I'm going to add 3.2. If I add 3.2 on that side, I have to add it over here. So these cancel because they are inverse operations of the same number. So I'm left with e over here. Now remember, this is negative 4.6 plus 3.2. They have different signs, so it's going to be a subtraction problem. So 4.6, whoopsies, 6 minus 3.2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1. I look up here. 4.6 is the one farther from 0, so it's going to be a negative. So it's going to be negative 1.4 equals E. Okay, you can check this if you want. Just substitute negative 1.4 here. Okay, let's take a look down here. Draw my line. I want C by itself, so I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Okay, these two cancel, so I'm left with C. If I look at this, I can think about it as 1 plus 75 cents, and I know I have $1.75. Or I can think about it as 1 over 1 is equal to 1. So I can times this by 4 to get 4 over 4 to get my common denominators, and do 3/4 plus 4 over 4 to get me 7/4. To make sure that it's the same as the 1 3/4 that I think I have, I'll make this a mixed number. 7 in the house, 4 outside, goes in there once, 4. Okay, so I have my 1, and I have my 3, and I have my 4s. Okay, same thing I got over there. Let's take a look at just 2 more problems. So these are kind of problems that you'll see in the future, and you'll use a lot more angles next year, so it's good to see them now. Okay, so complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if you see one with a box, it's a right angle. So it means that anything inside these two lines, their degrees will have to add up to 90. So to write this equation, it's 90 degrees equals x plus 62. Okay, then we draw our line, we solve it. Okay, minus 62, minus 62. These two cancel, I'm left with x, and I'm left with 28 degrees. Okay, these are a lot like, this one is a lot like your homework with supplementary angles that add up to 180 degrees. The only thing is your homework forgot to put a variable there. So if you just put yourself an x, you'll be fine. It's saying that 180 degrees equals, whoopsies, try that one more time. 180 degrees equals x plus 130. And then you'll just solve it. These cancel. So I'm left with x equals 50. Okay? Please email me if you have any questions, and have a great day.